Skill is my favorite stat, and I have a beginner's guide for you fine ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into it now, shall we? We got feline footwork. Gives you a 15% mitigation chance. What is mitigation? Grants a chance to reduce the incoming damage by current mitigation strength. Default is 50%. Basically, when a bullet hits you or anything hits you, which makes it a little different from armor actually, because armor's trash self only helps you with ranged attacks, and everything's in this game seems like it wants to melee and headbutt you. You see, mitigation doesn't have that problem. If it procs, it will reduce all damage that you take, not just ranged attacks, making it superior to armor. The reason why you may take armor is because it happens 100% of the time for range attacks. Mitigation happens a percentage of a time. But you see, the cool stat has this cool thing where it has a lot of mitigation chance built into the crouch mechanic. Let's look at some of the perk points. Small target gives you a 20% mitigation chance when you're crouched and not moving, and Unexposed gives you a 20% mitigation chance when aiming from cover. Level 2 of Ninjustu gives you a 15% mitigation chance, and Serpentine gives you a 30% mitigation chance while you're crouch sprinting. With perks alone, no matter what you're doing, crouch sprinting, aiming from behind cover, or just sitting there, you will have a 50% mitigation chance just by crouching. This is your defensive layer as a cool player. It is imperative that you understand that you need to take this middle tree if you want to use the cool stat to its full potential. And to that end, the more attribute points you put into the cool stat, the better. So I would advise you to put all your points into the cool stat at the beginning of the game. Not only cool can make you super tanky while you're crouching, it can also make you super stealthy. Let's get into that. Killer Instinct. 25% damage with knives, axes, and silenced guns outside of combat. They also provide a preview of estimated damage. That estimated damage perk is super important for someone who wants to stay in stealth, because a one shot, one kill is the best way to get about this. But if you do miss, there is this perk. Gag Order. Landing an attack on an enemy right after they detect you will delay detection from other nearby enemies. Now, in my experience, this is about 1 or 2 seconds before you get detected. You'll hear a sound, and sometimes it doesn't work all the time. So I would not rely on this perk. Now, Quick Getaway is a 10% movement speed after neutralizing an enemy while undetected. 30 seconds or until you are detected is the duration. Stacks 2 times, new stacks reset duration. All stacks are removed when duration ends. So while you're stealth, you can move way faster, and this is a great synergy with your Shinobi Sprint, which allows you to sprint while you're crouching. This will be 20% movement speed tacked on to the 30% movement speed you get from the crouch Ninjustu perk. You will be zooming across the map stealthily, and while you're zooming, you can get creeping death. When Optical Camo is active, you are undetected, neutralizing an enemy grants health, stamina, and a more movement speed on top of that. On top of that, you have Vanishing Act. Optical Camo activates automatically and consumes its charge gradually while crouch spinning or sliding. No cooldown takes place, so you can keep using that charge over and over again to use while you're crouch sprinting. And with the Headhunter skill progression, which rewards you for playing in stealth or using anything in the cool tree, it will give you a 15% optical charge when using your focus and your Deadeye, which is focus only affects pistols, revolvers, precision rifles, and sniper rifles. Very important. Unlocks focus mode. This mode automatically activates when you aim while at full stamina. When active, no stamina cost for shooting, allowing for more accurate shots. The less stamina you have, the less accurate your shots are. So please keep that in mind. Now, there is a major drawback. It's only 2.5 seconds, and it takes -40 stamina when you let go of that aim button. So you need to get all your work done while you aim. But if you do get a few kills, you can get that negative 50% cost knocked down, that negative 40 knocked down to like 20. And if you get another one, it gets knocked down to 10. So you can get right back into focus after your next shot. But that's only if you mess up. With the head-to-head perk, when the focus is still active and you neutralize an enemy with a headshot, you want to be aiming for the head. You reset the duration of focus so you can keep going. If you're going, if you have trouble aiming, deep breath helps immensely because it slows down for 25% for you and enemies when focus is active. Basically, it's not a Sandevistan. It's not gonna freeze time for everyone but you, but it will give you that extra second to aim for the head. While you're doing that, you can throw a grenade up in the air with the Sandevistan and shoot it, and it will make the blast more powerful if you like a little bit of zest in your fighting style. If focus is the I'm gonna aim down my sights and shoot somebody, Deadeye is the revolver. I'm just gonna hip fire and destroy people, which level 3 of this perk unlocks Deadeye, which is active when above 85%. When active, you get 20% headshot damage and 20% weak spot damage. No bullet spread, meaning whenever that reticle is on, it's gonna shoot right there. Now, just like with focus, this really is pinpoint on you. Keep neutralizing enemies with headshots with perks like California Reaper, long shot, which gives you no damage drop off from long distances, which is very strong, and high new, which allows you to reload and increase your reload speed after neutralizing an enemy via a headshot, and it slows down time during the reload. This is peak cowboy gameplay. Actually, I'll just call this whole line right here, this second part of this, cowboy time. Run and gun is broken, especially for automatic machine pistols, because just firing for free is amazing. And this is also very good. Deadeye is, you remember the one where you aim down your sights. You guaranteed crit hits for headshots and weak spots. A headshot does have its own multiplier, but it's not a crit hit. This will increase it, so you'll get 2 different multipliers when you are in Deadeye. So that is really strong. Ooh is also the home of throwing knives, and a quick note about throwing knives: when you are stabbing someone, that is a melee attack. When you're throwing it, that is a thrown weapon attack. Perks on this side of the tree only works with throwing knives and some larger throwing weapons, not actual people. It does not work with the body. Savage sling perk, I tried. Recovery time is when you throw your weapon and that little circle comes around your screen. That will reduce it. Crit hits and weak spot hits now apply a poison. Out of all these perks around this first tree, Neurotoxin is the most important because it applies a CC, and especially for early on in the game when you get this and you want to play with throwing knives, you're gonna need that CC because throwing knives are pretty bad early. I say throwing knives don't really pick up until you get Juggler, which is a instant cooldown reset for all throwable weapons after neutralizing an enemy with a throwable weapon via headshot, crit hit, or poison. Basically, if you get rid of somebody with your throwing knife, you will reset all throwing knives in rotation. I would have all 3 of them right there. You'll get the one you get back, but just in case you mess up on one, I would have all 3. Just keep slinging them out one after the other. These knives are going to require you to aim way more than the pistol, and I'm going to need you to really know what you're doing if you're going to throw these knives, or you're going to really have a bad time. These are the most important perks to the knife tree: the finishers, and making the finisher have more range, because this resets Juggler when you actually do a finisher. And if you remember, Juggler gives you your knives back, so you're gonna need this to keep progging, especially if your aim's not the greatest. Okay, style over substance. Guaranteed crit hits with thrown attacks when crouch sprinting, sliding, dodging, or dashing. Also from motorcycles when airborne, drifting, or dismounting via jump. no movement speed penalty when aiming a throwable weapon. You know what really helps this particular perk? The reflex tree, because the reflex tree gives you the ability to actually jump out of your vehicles and the motorcycles and things of that nature. And also you have this super cool thing called a Korenzikov, because you can aim with the knife like this, and when you slide it will slow time. So, and that can help you get some of this stuff off, which, you know, unless you're just a superhuman and can do it without all that stuff, then forget what I said. Also, the air Korenzikov perk will help out with that too. So this stuff, even though it doesn't say specifically it works for throwing knives, it does. I hope this helped out for you understanding cool. Like, comment, and subscribe if it helped you at all, and y'all be good out here. I'm out.